I hope that I learned myself from the first half. Maybe I have to do some things differently. I will look at it, and this is where I begin. And if everybody thinks like that, we will do better. I'm not concerned at all.
We sure do hope Otoado has learned something, as he said in that opening video there. And it will be quite unfortunate if Ghana does not learn a thing or two from that Brazil loss. It was all lost with that starting 11, and most of you voiced it out when you saw the lineup. I, for one, was not too excited by it and stated it here on the channel in my review of the game. But today, we're going to talk about the Ghana Black Stars team ahead of the game versus Nicaragua on Tuesday. After yesterday's loss, there has been a few revelations on Thomas Partey's injury situation. The information has been a bit fluid on that front. I'll tell you the latest I have here on the channel. We're also going to talk about Ghana's situation heading into the Nicaragua game. What needs to change, what personnel needs to be introduced, everything else in between. As usual, subscribe if you have not, and click on the notification bell to get more updates. So in case probably you've not seen it yet, tomorrow Sunday we'll be having a live discussion, and I want to involve you guys. I'll involve a group of my YouTube friends as well. Sikeni TV has promised me he will be able to join, and a couple of others. If they're able to join us, fine, but you are my focus today. I want you to be able to voice your opinion tomorrow. I will leave a link, StreamYard link, for you to join. When it's time tomorrow 7 p.m, we'll start a stream, and then we will start the discussion. I'll leave a link to that StreamYard link to be the first comment pinned here on this video, and I want to hear from you. What do you want to be changed on Tuesday to get a positive result? Looking ahead into the World Cup, what else do you want to see differently from the Stars? Personnel wise, coach tactics wise, formation wise, I want to hear from you. We'll be using a video calling session for you to express your opinions and your feels. So that is it there. If you've not seen the live stream link, I will share it with you here in the comment for you to join. You can only join when the live stream has started. So following instructions on how to join the stream, just click on it, and I think it's pretty straightforward. You'll just need a good internet connection, stable one, a laptop preferably, and with a webcam for us to see your face. So if you want to just hear your voice, you can do that as well. So let's jump right into it, and we'll talk today about first of all Thomas Partey's situation heading into the Nicaragua game. Now, the initial report that came out from George Addo Jr., who is on the grounds in France with the team, he will also be traveling to Spain with the team. He initially said that Partey pulled out with an injury from warm-up. Now, he said an update on Partey is that a member of the Black Stars medical team confirmed to him Partey's exclusion was only precautionary. Partey felt uncomfortable around his knee and was advised to pull out. Quite interesting. He should be ready for Tuesday's game. That was last night this information came out for us. But this morning, a member of government, that he's a member of government, not a sports minister or anything, but Gabi Otredako is the nephew of the president of Ghana and an ardent Arsenal fan. He said, as you can see in this tweet here, that Thomas Partey also returning to London. According to a source at the Black Stars camp, he needs a scan on his knee which flared up during pre-kickoff warm-up. Nothing serious expected, but it's not likely to feature in the Nicaragua game, which contradicts what George Addo initially reported about Thomas Partey being included in that Nicaragua game. I think it's only fair if he cannot play that top profile one versus Brazil, why risk him for the Nicaragua game and suffer an injury for his club? I'm sure Arsenal advised this, and he will get back to London for a scan an assessment to be made. Now, this is drawing some sort of parallel. He was responding to a tweet from another person, AFC staff, talking about Tomiyasu also returning. Now, first it was Gabriel Jesus and his Arsenal teammates who are Brazilian not being called up, and now this. Did the Ghanaians ask for this to be done? That their players should not be used during this international break? Is that why we cannot use Partey at all? Is that why he put out a warm-up and is now leaving the camp? Well, whichever way you choose to look at it, the Black Stars technical team have to get the memo. There needs to be planning without Thomas Partey, because yesterday clearly we struggled in that midfield battle in the first half. Partey's absence was really felt here. It's clear that he is not a player we can rely on at the moment, at least. Club football comes ahead of anything else at the moment for him. And we might not be able to rely on him 100%. So Thomas Partey, then he might not be someone we can rely on right now as the Black Stars look to do well in the World Cup. We'll see more information coming up on that front in that respect. But right now, the latest is that Partey will miss that Nicaragua game. The FA, the Black Stars technical team need to plan without him, and that is the task they need to really talk about. So now looking at the team ahead of that Nicaragua game, what needs to change? I've heard talks on social media about how Otto Addo probably is treating the Black Stars job. This has come up again in light of the fact that George Boateng quit his Aston Villa job to focus on the Black Stars job 100%. And there are quarters saying that Otto Addo should not treat the Black Stars job as a part-time job. And yesterday, he should not have really named that starting 11. Admittedly, he said he made a mistake. Some are also saying that he called up that team for us to see that these boys who qualified us to the World Cup are not it. Whichever way or case it is, Otto Addo choosing the Black Stars job and being able to execute it on a part-time basis, I would not blame him. I would blame the FA. We had Chris Hughton, a fully competent Black Stars man who can take over the job. But we chose to go for Otto Addo before the qualification phase for the World Cup. He got us over the line, and I said it here that should that happen, he would be maintained. And exactly that is happening. He will be maintained till the end of the year. Now, rumors are making the rounds that Hughton will be named as the head coach after the World Cup. Do you think if Otto Addo does extremely well at the World Cup, that will happen? No. The FA is enabling what is happening, and they are in agreement with it, and they want that to happen. So it's not Otto Addo's fault that the job, he's able to take it on a part-time basis. The anger and the talk and the shouting should be directed at the FA. They are allowing it to happen. It is not Otto's fault, and this one I would not fault him for that entirely. Some are also talking about the goalkeeping department. Jojo Alcott needs to be changed. Manaf has to be given the chance. Richard Ofori is not the goalkeeper he used to be. I, for one, believe in giving everyone their chances. Yesterday, I know for sure Jojo will be the first to admit that his positioning for that first goal was not the best. Even the commentator mentioned it, that if he had stayed a bit back, he could have been able to save that ball or get a touch on it. He was in no man's land, and I am sure he would be the first to admit it. Now, should other goalkeepers be given the chance? Absolutely yes. They should be tried and tested. And if you are saying because Abdul Manaf Nuruddin did well versus Chile and got us through over the line with a penalty shootout, and that is your justification, well, is that a really good test for us? If you watch that Chile game closely, how many shots did he really face in that game? Not so much, in my opinion. But he was good, he was solid, he did what was put in front of him, and he did the job. He can be given the chance. I absolutely believe that every single goalkeeper should be given the chance to prove themselves in this international break. I actually thought after the first half, Jojo would have been hauled off for Richard Ofori to come in because that first half was not it. I also thought Manaf would get a chance in the Nicaragua game, and then Ofori, they could be switching it like that. But Otto had other ideas, and we all saw some bit of improvement in that goalkeeping department in the second half. I still feel other goalkeepers, the two other ones, should be tried in the post versus Nicaragua and the final game in the friendlies we'll play versus Switzerland in November. If we can try the two of them in the Nicaragua game, I would really like to see what happens on that front. The technical team need to work on our set pieces issues. Yes, set pieces is as another issue that we have to work on. Brazil scored 2 goals from set pieces. They scored 2 goals from set pieces. If you want to win the World Cup or do well in the World Cup, you have to be good at set pieces. You're not even creating the chances. Players also being played out of position. Kudus Mohammed not behind the striker, accommodating Andre Ayew. Funny thing about Andre Ayew and me complaining about him is that he had our best chance in the game with that header on the post. I really am caught in the web, and I understand sometimes the confusion for the technical team when they are selecting a team. But the one thing is for sure, and it is that the Black Stars need to use their best players. Iñaki Williams needs to start versus Nicaragua. Tariq Lamptey obviously has to start ahead of Dennis Odoi. Looking at the evidence from yesterday, we need to change something. We need Mohamed Salisu. He proved his worth in the national team, and he is worth the wait for me, in my opinion. A lot has to change. A lot has to change. That starting 11 that started versus Brazil cannot be the one that starts versus Nicaragua. My problem is that the caliber of teams we are going to face at the World Cup, Brazil is that caliber. Nicaragua might not be it, but it is still a good test. And our performance versus Brazil was what I was more concerned about than really the result in performance versus Nicaragua, though it's also a good test. So the Brazil game was the real one for me. And the fact that Otto did not get the starting 11 right really hurt me a bit here. But that is it there on that front. Talking about team news ahead of the game. Yesterday they had their training session, recovery training session as well, and everything in between. They will be training once again tomorrow ahead of that game, and we'll see how things unfold on that end for the Ghana Black Stars. Join my live stream tomorrow as we discuss the Ghana Black Stars in depth. We want to hear from you. What do you think should change? I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box on everything. Should we plan without Partey? What next without Partey? Who should replace Thomas Partey in that midfield? Everything in between. Enjoy the rest of the week.